Hello, and oh god, I disappeared. Hello, and welcome to the Praetor's Rejects Twitch channel. I am Mech⁴⁵, the dungeon master, not that kind, for this game. We're gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons!
Dungeons and Dragons!
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dragons and Dungeons.
Two
houses and humans.
Oh, I see why you guys keep having me adjust my slot. You got that.
To to my right, on your left, my right, over here, these guys, these are my players. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
We're gonna go around the table,
Hola,
introduce
¿cómo
ourselves, and tell you where you can find us on the internet, all that kind of jazz. And then Yonryn here is gonna give the recap in character, and then we're gonna kick the game off. All right, Michiko.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dan. You can find me as Join the Jaska in chat. Tonight, I'm going to be playing the Scourge Aasimar Bard, College of Lore Bard, named Michiko Hayate. You can find me on all my social media as Trent is in on Twitter, Instagram, not TikTok because I'm slow on getting on that. But yes, definitely Instagram and Twitter.
Shellby.
I guess it's my turn, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Devil Dog 833 in chat. I'm playing Shellby, the War Cleric Turtle. You can find me pretty much right here. Yeah, and looking forward to some more shellmanigans.
Oh my god.
That was bad.
Davros,
Yo.
save us, please. Davros? Jeff. You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry, I didn't hear that part. Hello, it is I, Jeff, also known as It Is I. Jeff, also known as King Bashman here on the channel. Tonight, I remembered what character I'm playing this time. I'm playing Davros Dustwalker, a half-elf rogue assassin who last we left off has a lot to unpack and deal with. I have social medias. I don't know what they are. But you can probably find me quicker and contact me easier searching for Two Kings Games, which is my RPG publishing company, and also at iceanddice.com, which is a website for a upcoming convention we have coming back because, you know, COVID and all, January of next year. And yeah, there's still a lot to do with all that, but there could be some pleasant surprises coming out of that. So yeah, there's that.
Metis.
Oh, I'm John. I'll be playing Metis Pavor. And you can find me here and in chat as Big Papa Fish. That's about it. Next.
Yonryn.
Me. Hi, I'm Jay. I play Yonryn Radiant, Triton, fighter, witch hunter, emotionally scarred, little baby. You can find me, Jay, on all social media is at the Yellow Cubes. Yeah, it's just that's it. That's all I got.
Cherish.
Hi guys, I am Kirsten. I am playing Cherrish or Cherry, the rogue druid tiefling. Having a bad time lately, guys. Having a real bad time lately. Might die soon. Who knows? We'll find out together. I am an artist. You can find me mostly on Twitter and TikTok at Myriad_X is my social media handle for all social media platforms.
Go check it out. It's real good.
It's real
I
good.
draw real good sometimes.
It's real nice.
It's real nice to look at, pleasant on the eyes. All right.
Lots of pink.
Oh, so much pink. Who would have thought?
Grand.
Yonryn,
Hello.
tell us what happened last week.
Last week, on the Tales of the Sanguine Isles, the party wanted to go to Rivermead as we were heading down to Pinnaden to find our friend. Don't remember her name anymore.
You bastard.
It's been gone not too long, but I've also stopped remembering things about the past couple months. But that's beside the point. They wanted to go to Rivermead, but I can't go there. So I went away from Rivermead. Found some graves in a farmhouse that were in Elven. Something sorry, I don't recall. Cherry, as we met up with them, Cherry had something down her throat. I took my fingers and I pulled it out, and it was a scarf, and it was cursed. I think she's cursed now. We found Michiko in Pinnaden, being fed grapes. That's her name, Michiko. An elven woman that looks like Davros called him a strange name. He ran away, and I think it may be his mom. I don't have the mental capacity to deal with this. Ah, fuck. Alright. That's where we left off. That's it.
All right. Well, that's where we'll pick up. Some of you are in a tavern right now. The Nasty Dive. Some of you have walked out and are trying to do things. Let's pick up with Davros and Shellby.
I didn't do it.
Because those are the two who have stepped out of the tavern. So, Shellby, in order to find Davros, I am going to need you to make a perception check for me because, number one, he's a very speedy boy. Number two, while he may not be hiding, there are a number of people out in the streets, and sometimes it's hard
And
to
not
find him.
Mention, I know exactly where I'm going.
And are you going? Where are you going first?
Let me double check.
Okay. 17 is pretty good, and like I said, Davros isn't. Or at least he didn't say he was hiding at this point in time. So you catch sight of a very speedy Davros, who, you know this walk. They are determined. They're going somewhere specific.
The shop.
You're going to the shop first?
Or what I remember being
The one in your background?
That's
The one that's named in there? Okay. All right. Just making sure we're on the same page.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna try and follow as fast as I can.
okay. Well, since you have an eye on him, you've made that check. Unless Davros begins making a concerted effort to hide amongst the crowd, you're not going to lose him. Where he's going actually isn't that far from where you're at now. Davros, you head out of the Nasty Dive, which is a rather large tavern for where you're at.
Okay.
You can make a perception check as well.
Perception.
Yeah, you can make a perception check. I would say, yeah, probably you would notice that you have a tail. Your tail has a tail. It's a small tail, not a big long tail like some dragonborn have.
So many tails.
All the tails. But yeah, you are being followed, and I would, Shellby, you would have probably a look of concern more than anything else on your face at the moment, probably, right? Am I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. He's being friendly. He's being a friend. That's really all this is coming down to. Yep. So you are going to need to make a stealth check or a perception check to try to see him. Can you even?
Actually, I can.
You can. If you max the roll.
I can get that.
Okay. So Davros over here with a 29 on stealth. Nearly vanishes. We're about to find out if Shellby
I just got to roll really friggin' good. And that's not good enough.
You did get the inspiration.
Um,
Could add a D10 to that. If you roll high enough, it might do the trick. You need at least an 8. But it's up to you. You feel lucky?
no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Here's that no.
Okay.
For something more valuable.
Shellby, unfortunately, you've lost him in the crowd. There's not many people out here. There's enough to where he could duck behind somebody, and then, Davros. Like, once he realizes he's got somebody on him, he takes a sidestep, and then he just vanishes. You have no idea where he went. He's likely still in the area. I mean, it's only been a split second, but...
Judging from this path, I'm going to just...
triangulate his path and try to
the direction he's going.
Okay.
I'm just going to keep going in that direction until I walk into...
A building? Something?
Yeah, like...
All right.
Something that I think that Davros would actually want to go into or get to.
Well then we will come back to you in a moment. Davros.
Yes.
This place isn't far. You took a right turn out of the nasty dive, which is literally the largest building in the town. And you walked straight. It's honestly, you're surprised you lost Shellby so easily because the place is right across the square. It's literally right across the square.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. But it's changed a bit. You approach the place and it looks like a brick building. It has gold filigree patterns all over it now. And there is a rather giant sign on the outside for the size of the building that says the Adventuring Anvil. The sign itself is an anvil. That you recognize.
Does it appear that this shop is open at the moment, or is it closed?
It does look open.
I will take a deep breath and open the door and take a step into it.
When you open the door, a little bell on top of the door rings, and a man, a human male, looks back towards the entrance. When you step in, it looks like he's having a conversation with somebody. You are rather perceptive. It looks like another merchant, maybe, of some sort. Hard to tell. They're wearing blue traveling robes, but you can't really see much else. He looks over, sees you at the door. Oh, 1 minute, I'll be right there. And continues his conversation with this person. Seems heated by hand gestures, and then they kind of smooth things over and shake hands, and the other one starts to head your direction to leave.
The person behind the counter, do I recognize this person, or?
Make? Oh, make an intelligence check.
Nah, shit. Hey!
You do recognize this person. It's been a long time since you've seen them. This childhood friend of yours, Finley Cook. You guys used to run around their streets together.
Hold on. I'm writing this down. You said Finley Cook, you said?
Finley Cook. Childhood friend of yours. At least, until you left.
Right. I will stand there where I'm at. And you said the other man was heading my direction, like to leave.
Yeah, it looks like he's leaving, and he gets to you and kind of gives you the once over, nods, and kind of pushes past through the door.
I will wait until he leaves through the door, and then I will stand there, head down slightly so my face is obscured by my hood, and wait until the shop proprietor addresses me.
Okay. It's not too long, just a few moments, and he's like, "All right, what can I do for you?"
Even after all these years, Finley, you're still shit with words.
I know you. Kind of looking to see if he can see your face under the hood.
As I am now, possibly not, but I know you.
Kind of reaches behind the counter. Look, man, I don't want any trouble.
Oh, I'm not here for any trouble. I start taking a couple of steps towards him.
Pulls a crossbow out. Close enough?
And at that point, I'll raise my head up slightly to where he can see my face and say, "Well, that's no way to treat an old friend, now is it?"
Holy shit. He puts the crossbow down. Honk. What are you... Honk. What are you doing here, man? Come here. And kind of brings you over, right? He's looking at like everything you've got on you. What are you doing? I haven't seen you in what's it been? At least a decade.
Almost 15 years since the last I stepped foot in this town.
Yeah, I thought you were dead.
Well,
are you dead?
Well, obviously I'm standing before you, am I not?
Right. Yeah, of course.
I'm an adventurer now.
You travel around then, huh?
I've seen quite a bit.
Wow. It's crazy. What are you doing here?
Well, no offense. Coming back here was not part of my original plan. But things have led me back here. Question.
Yeah, anything.
We both know who the original owner of this shop was.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not here to take claim of the shop or anything. Don't get that mistaken.
After everything that happened, the council members decided to pass it on to another family that, could actually do something with it. And then my dad gave it to me.
Right. So, refresh my memory. It's been a while. Who were the council members that decided on that?
Oh, man. Well, they're older now, of course. But they're still around. You got Rohan, Mr. Mercado. You've Van Bradley. So many people. Sylvie Duran. You remember Sylvie, right?
I'm just gonna say yes.
Yeah, it was another childhood friend of yours.
Okay.
Quinn Soris, and Zelda Taylor. Currently the current standing council members, and we have Lord Mayor Howard Haney, who he hasn't been mayor for very long, but long enough. Things are actually starting to look up around here.
I will kind of look up, both eyebrows raised when he says that. And for a moment, I think about disagreeing with him somehow, and then I will just go, yes, I can tell that things are on the up and up.
I'm gonna make him have. He's gonna roll insight. I need you to make a deception check, because that's probably not true.
Oh, that's definitely not
based
true.
on what
Lying
you
through
just
my
said.
fucking teeth.
Yeah.
Deception, you say?
Yeah, deception. You're pretty okay at that. Oh my god. He kind of looks at you. Yeah, I can still tell when you're lying. That's okay. Hey, what? You know what? I can close shop. We can go get a drink. Catch up.
That sounds like a great idea. Let's plan on that for tomorrow. I still have one person I need to go
Yeah, sure.
see while I'm in town.
Yeah. Who?
My mother.
Oh. Yeah, that's awkward. Just, let me know. You're welcome here anytime, man.
Will do. After I deal with other things, I may come by to discuss some business.
Yeah.
At that point, I will place 5 gold on the counter and slide it towards him and look at him and say, "By the way, I was never here."
You don't need to be paying me for that. I got you.
I let go of the gold. I don't pick it up, and I start walking towards the door.
Nearest.
Another point of order.
Yeah.
That is not my name anymore.
Oh. All right. What do I call you?
Davros.
Come here, dice. Would he recognize that? No, absolutely not. He has no idea about elven stories. He's a human.
Right.
Okay. Takes the gold. Shellby.
Yep.
Just as Davros is walking out the door, you are approaching this building. You have finally found where he went. Took you a minute.
Alrighty. And you said this building looks like a shop?
Yeah, it looks like a smithy. It's got there's an anvil sign outside hanging on a plank of wood over the door. It says the Adventuring Anvil.
All right.
Oh, Davros.
You said I see Davros?
Yeah, you see Davros coming out. Real quick, Davros. Retroactive perception check.
Okay.
Francis.
Raid.
Thank you very much.
Greetings.
Welcome back.
Perception, you said, yes?
Yeah, perception. 21.
That's
pretty
a
good.
low roll.
That is 21 for you as a low roll. You, based on the items that you saw in there, you can kind of tell, while he probably mainly focuses on smithing, there are some small pieces of jewelry that would suggest that maybe he's gotten into making jewelry as well. Kind of diversifying what he's able to craft.
Expand your portfolio, right?
Yeah. All right. But yes, Davros is coming out just as you're walking up to this place.
Davros. I lost you there for a second. I was actually just looking for a place to sell some of these gems that I got from that weird Loki guy. Do you know of anything, since apparently this was your home at one point in time?
That's also
the fact that apparently that was your mom back in the bar.
It's been a long time, but yes, apparently the shopkeep in there is starting to expand his skill set into jewelry. You may be able to pass some of the gems off in there.
Well, I'm no good at negotiating. I mean, I was wondering if maybe you could, take a couple and negotiate and get a better deal.
Possibly. I happen to actually know the shop owner. I could also just put in a good word for you as well.
Okay. I guess I'll walk in, try and sell some of these gems.
Okay.
Walk back in. We'll open the door, and before the bell has a chance to ding and he has anything to say, or a chance to say anything, he's like, "Oh, Finley, one thing."
Yep.
My friend here, Shellby. Long story. He has come across many valuable gems. I notice pieces of jewelry about the shop here, so just going to assume that you've also started to dip your feet, so to say, in making jewelry. You know, diversify your wares that you have for sale. Give them a good deal, will you? Yeah.
Right, yeah, of course. Well, Shelby, was it?
Yeah.
See what you got.
I will. I'll pull out the bag of gems and set them on the table, and then can you cut gems too, like make them smaller?
Yeah, I can do that.
Could you maybe cut these 3 diamonds down to, well, at least 2 of them down to, in half, and then maybe the third one into 3 pieces?
Yeah, I could probably do that.
How long would that take?
I could come by tomorrow. I can have it done.
Okay, so I'll leave the 3 diamonds.
Okay.
And then open the bag and just show up all the gems.
Oh.
I found these.
May I?
Yeah, and I'll set the bag.
Kind of takes one of the
The
emerald
bag of gems.
Yeah, one of the emerald colored ones, and he's looking at it. Each one of these is about like the size of your fist, by the way. Yeah, big fist. He's looking at it. He's like, "Where did you find all these?"
In the mountain.
What, up here? He kind of points off to what would be to the east of town.
Yeah.
Oh, he kind of leans in close. Did you have the council's permission to dig up there?
I didn't dig. They were just in this bag.
He kind of looks like back towards Davros, who is gone at this point, I assume.
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of. Give me a minute to appraise this.
I'm assuming that they're not rough gems. They're actually cut.
They're cut, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
They're already cut, yeah.
Yeah, they're not just rough gems, as you can tell. It's just
right.
They were already prepared and everything. So
yeah, he kind of gets a little magnifying glass out and he's looking at it. Kind of looks back up at you and looks down at these. He puts it back in the bag. With all due respect, I can't afford that. They all look to be about the same quality. You could use them to buy things here, but I can't. There's nothing I can do with these on their own. I don't have enough to just buy one and it be fair to you, who is a friend of my best childhood friend. Kind of looks deflated, like once he's like saying it out loud. It's like, I could have made so much money off of you.
All right. What's it gonna cost with it? For you to cut those diamonds down?
I can cut these for 20 gold total. It's not gonna take much.
Okay.
But I mean, if you see something here that you like, you know, you can barter. I mean, you've got enough money to pretty much buy out the store.
All right. Well, I thank you for taking time away from your busy day and cutting these gems for me. You know, I'll pay you tomorrow when I come pick them up.
That works.
All right. So I'll put the bag of gems back into the bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll turn around. I'll see you tomorrow. And then I'll walk back to the bar.
The fuck am I doing? All right. We'll pick back up in the bar. You guys were sitting at a table having a conversation with a woman, an elven woman, who is claiming to be Davros's mother. Take it away.
Another round, please.
I guess I have to talk. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't know you had family.
It's probably hard to talk about. Our house burned down when he was young. And he was carted away rather quickly.
I may ask why. Your house burns down, you get a new one.
Had to do with his father. Kind of looks around. I really rather talk to him about this.
Well, he's gonna come back when he wants to come back. But now, sadly, you only have us. And I am currently using the only energy that I have to talk to you like a normal person.
Well, when you put it like that.
Are you a prostitute?
Yonryn, you can't just ask people if they're prostitutes.
Oh, if they are, they should.
What? No, she's not a prostitute.
Are you?
It's fine.
She's not, guys. She's not a prostitute, guys.
She was feeding you grapes, and I have no reason to believe anyone that's not a prostitute would feed you grapes. Eat like a slob.
I didn't have much else I could do once Davros was taken away.
So you are a prostitute?
Well, now.
Or like just an escort?
Whatever they pay me to do.
Okay. I'll pull out 12 gold pieces.
Oh, honey. No,
Put
no,
them
no,
on
no,
the
no.
table. Tell me what was wrong with him. Why is he the way he is?
Wait, also, who's his father?
That's who.
Like, what's his father's name?
That's on him to tell you.
I mean, love you. Honey, don't
I take back 2 of my gold coins.
I've already said too much.
You haven't said enough. You
Told
said fuck all, actually.
I've told you his house burned down.
You've told me his house burned down and that his name is Neris. I don't even know his last name.
Well,
You'd think that at some point you'd start telling people things like that. You'd think he'd tell me that. Last
Cherry's in the background, just kind of like going like that behind Yonryn.
Michiko starts giggling. She's like,
What's his last name?
Rothanel.
Rothanel. Son of a bitch, his name is Rothanel.
oh, Roth.
Him.
You know,
Does walk
Batman.
cooler.
Duskwalker is cooler.
Okay, so Lavina said that he was taken away from her after the house was burned down?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, essentially.
Okay, his father was the one that took him away from her, right?
She did not say that.
No.
Oh, okay.
She just said
So-
he was taken away.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. So, I guess Michiko will ask, like, who took Davros away from you after his house burned down, or your house burned down?
Family acquaintance.
Were you against it?
Well, it saved his life, so no.
So his life was in danger.
Perhaps we
Is
should
that
get
what
a
led
room.
to the house?
We should
being burned down?
we should get a room.
I mean,
Chicken bow
I point-
wow.
I
I mean-
point at the 10 gold I left on the table.
Michiko's like, I mean, I already have a room, so yeah, we can just come back to my room.
I don't want to go into your weird room.
Okay, first of all, it's not a weird room. It's just a room in the hotel. So,
Like it smells like sex and sweat.
I mean,
It smells like Thai.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's still a room.
On the table and walks to the counter.
Keep my hat on.
She comes back to the table, and Davros, Shellby, you guys were going back to the nasty dive, right?
I was, yes.
He was, yes.
Well then, about the time Lavina gets back to the table, the two of you walk in.
No, Shelby went.
Oh,
I made another pit stop.
oh. Okay. And about the time Lavina gets to the table, Shellby walks in.
I see them sitting at the table. I'll walk over to the table and sit.
Oh, no need. Get up. Come on.
Okay.
We have much to talk about, apparently.
I say so.
We go up to the room.
Yeah.
She leads you guys upstairs to a rather large and lavish room. Gross. It's very nice. Very much contrary to what the name of the bar would have you believe. Smells great in here. Not anything like sex. Or sweat. Neither one of them. No smelling of those two things. Anyway,
Perfume. cover up the stench.
So much perfume. She gestures to some chairs, some seats that are in there. Couch, love seat, regular chairs, bed, whatever you want. Cushions on the floor.
Sit on one of the chairs, like open leg, like a pirate does. Like I'm wearing the gear, I may as well.
Yeah, why not?
I sit on the bed with my back on the backboard and I start playing the my mandolin. No, bandolin.
Bandolin.
Bandor. My bandor.
Bandor.
Okay.
Just a couple of tunes.
So you guys are doing that.
What?
Davros. You lost Shellby again. You're by yourself. What do you do?
God damn it. Every time.
Did he leave? He might have left. Nope.
Wait, are you talking about Shellby or Metis?
Davros. Davros? Jeff? Are you muted?
I'm here. What's up?
Oh. You lost Shellby again. Shellby went back to the bar, the Nasty Dive.
Mm-hmm.
You're by yourself. What do you do?
I somewhat begrudgingly, but also part of me needs to know. I head to the house.
Okay. You go to the house.
This music is not.
It's the bards in the tavern.
Damn it, Michiko, be quiet. Read.
Wait, hang on.
Gotta read the room.
No, I play my music, okay? It just helps me express thought. You can't smell their art.
Hang on.
You can't.
Hang on.
Did you go read the room?
I might have something a bit more appropriate.
Just saying, those bards can't read the room. Ooh.
Davros,
Yes.
you go back. To your house. Your old house. What are you expecting to see when you go back?
At this point, I don't really know, but anything is better than nothing.
You get to the neighborhood that you lived in, and you can see smoke rising from above the buildings, coming from the area where your house was.
I start to reflect on the last mental image I have of my house being led away, and it was starting to be engulfed in flames. And I think to myself, there's no way it could possibly still be burning this many years later.
You have this thought. And as you round the corner to where your house was, there is a pile of wood there. Smoldering. Still. The wood is still burning. The flowers in the garden that your mother planted are still on fire.
This doesn't make any sense. I approach the still burning house.
As you get closer, you can feel the heat on your face. And the closer you get to it, the hotter it is. It's uncomfortable. Physically, I mean, not emotionally. I mean, that's uncomfortable too. Yeah. It is physically uncomfortable the closer you get, because it is still burning hot. Like, you look towards the center where most of the wood is, and it's still glowing red. The coals of your house still burn.
Is there like a small piece of wood or like a small chunk of like a plank or something that is still kind of like smoldering that I can grab?
Yeah.
I will do so.
Go ahead and roll a d6 for me. You reach down. Oh, thank you for the follow. You reach down and you grab this still smoldering piece of wood, and it sears your hand. It burns you. You take 2 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And as you hold it in your hand, it crumbles into ash.
He begins to start thinking aloud. Clearly someone was behind this. This is not a raid.
Destructive Chaos, thank you for the raid.
Hey, thank you for the raid! Woo! Destructive Chaos! Yay!
Sad moments
Bring on
abound.
the raiders.
Strap
Welcome
in, guys.
to the channel.
He looks down at the ash that's in his hands and kind of veers back to look at the still smoldering embers in the center of this house. The only explanation I can think is there must be some form of foul magic that was at play here. I will find out who was behind this. And I will see the very essence of what remains of their life dripping from the tip of my dagger. I will clench my fist that has the ash in it, almost as if I'm crushing it and holding it, and I will make my way back to the tavern.
All right. When you finally make it back to the tavern, you look around, and you don't see any of your friends. You don't see your mother there.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody you recognize, at least, is here on this floor at the very least. But when you walk in, we're gonna shift scenes upstairs. So in this room, this lavish room, I gotta change the music now because the music downstairs clearly is going, and that zappy stuff doesn't really work anymore. So, Vina is kind of looking at all of you. Well, oh my God, Lord Gasumba, thank you for the raid.
Thanks, Lord Gasumba.
Second one, third one tonight.
Stream.
Man, everybody's showing up. How's it going?
Yeah.
Bunch of RP tonight. Bunch of role play. We might get into a dungeon. I don't know. Might happen soon. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Man, I'm behind you.
We're gonna find out more about Davros.
Yeah.
Like it or not.
Lore dump on
Gotta
the
be
world,
sad.
and some of the character background stuff's coming out.
Yeah.
Oh man. So
Thank you for the follow, Tides of Mo. Tides of Mo.
yeah. To everybody who's showing up for this show, I'm real sorry, guys.
Hey,
Wait, what? What? I feel attacked right now.
Say that
How
about us?
dare you?
You put us
See what I
here.
have to deal
you
with.
Yeah.
are no longer my
Sure.
favorite DM senpai.
You are my third favorite DM now.
You are. You are still my favorite DM, but I'm real upset about it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, Lavina kind of looks to all of you who are in the room here with her. What do you wish to know?
Who's that?
Who's his father?
Yes. Who is and she will say, who is Neris's father?
His name is Reynold.
Reynold?
Reynold.
Reynold.
Rothanel.
Rothan.
She looks at Cherry. She's like, I love alliteration names.
I don't.
Yeah, we still gotta do something about that cough of hers.
What?
Magic.
Wait,
Right,
what?
she's a prostitute.
Wait, what? And then like, this is the first time Michiko is here, and she's like, oh, honey, what's wrong?
She's cursed.
You're cursed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Michiko is going. She's like, she wants to like take a look at Cherry, even though she's not really much of a healer, but she's like checking, and then she's like, what have you guys tried? Have you guys tried?
I'll grab Limbo and I'll tell, and I will tell Michiko that we've tried. I think we tried Remove Curse, Greater Restoration,
Mm-hmm.
and I tried to Protect Good and Evil, and it didn't really any magic on her fizzled out.
And we tried herbal cough drops.
And we tried herbal cough drops, which is the most important. They were
That was
lemony and beautiful.
Telepathic, right? Because you were holding
with,
limbo.
with a
I'm
little
assuming.
bit of hemp.
Grab Limbo.
Yeah. That was
That
telepathic.
one, yeah.
That was in your head.
So with that being said, and I know metagame wise, this may not work, but in character, Michiko doesn't know this. So she's just like, okay, let me try something. And she's gonna go ahead and cast a 9th level Dispel Magic.
You can certainly try.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast a 9th level Dispel Magic, and 9th level requires 14
Yeah.
strength.
So, for those of you watching who are new to this show, we do not use spell slots. We use a mana system that I came up with. And if you have the mana to do it, you can upcast your spells up to a maximum of 9th level. However, that costs a whole lot. And at low level, if you're doing that, you're not going to have much left for anything else.
Yeah.
So some of the characters are 9th level.
With her hands like to the side of each side of Cherry's head, Michiko will start glowing with a radiant light, and then just getting really really bright, and then her eyes will just go complete white and just light shooting out of there, and then she'll cast a 9th level dispel magic. Almost the same way that she casted it when she freed the wizard under the mind control kind of deal. So
roll a d20.
Except this is
Roll a d20.
Roll a d20.
Add your spellcasting. Just your charisma bonus to this.
Okay. Oh no. 11.
Okay. You cast the spell, and Cherry, you begin to feel something in your throat again, and that scarf starts to peel out of your throat again. Slowly. Yeah, all 6 feet of it.
Like gagging.
Cherry, you have an advantage on your next d20 roll.
Thanks.
That's from Francis.
Thanks, Francis.
I understand this is painful for you, Cherry, but I love this magic trick.
And
Lavina is watching in abstract terror as this happens.
Who?
Lavina, like she's clearly, by the look on her face, she has never seen anything like this.
And so it didn't work, right? I didn't roll high enough, so it didn't work. So Michiko steps back and is kind of just dumbfounded as to what happened. And she realizes the gravity of the situation, where a 9th level dispel magic would not dispel whatever magical effect / curse on Cherry. She's like, oh my, she's like, oh no, this is not good.
Strong.
Especially since we burned that scarf.
It is the same scarf you burned.
Lots of things are happening, which is why we're very tired. I'm very tired. I just want to know who is his father and why was he taken from you? That we'll deal with on another time. Don't look shocked. And I'll point at my mithril armor and then all the magic items everyone's wearing. Just be like, common-ish.
I'm not sure exactly. Who he pissed off. He was a blacksmith. We occasionally got to speak with the local nobles because of it. He outfitted armies. He was very good at what he did.
Sorry. I don't have an explanation for how Michiko knows this, because I don't think she would have known this, but I guess she will ask, he was summoned to the castle, right? And for a contract to, assuming, create armor for the king, and was never seen again, right? Sorry, I take really good notes, you guys. So, Michiko should know this.
If Michiko doesn't,
Yonryn should probably know this.
If Michiko doesn't know it, That question doesn't get asked.
Yeah, I don't think if Davros
What?
confided me his name, I don't think he would have confided in me that kind of stuff. But that's up to, because we did have a little thing where it was just like at the end of like during the beginning of a long rest, it was just, and then we talked to each other of
Oh.
like,
Davros.
Yeah.
Even over all of the noise downstairs, you can hear Cherry coughing upstairs.
I'll get up and pour her a glass of water and hand it to her.
I start heading towards the source of the coughing.
Okay.
Wait, so I have to ask, right? What trouble was Neris in that taking him away from you would keep him safe? What happened?
He's the continuation of the bloodline.
Child?
Your bloodline.
His father's.
So, if,
Look at me. Do I look like somebody important to you?
I mean, you're important to me, so.
It's not often she gets singing partners. Apparently, she had to pay for this singing partner.
No, she didn't.
Concerned. I just. Why didn't you look for him or disappear with him? Wow, Efren came out there. My apologies.
I am.
It's the racist coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Why? We all know this. We all know she's a little Efren. She's a little shady. Why didn't you disappear with him? If you're nobody important, wouldn't it have made sense to disappear with your only son?
They didn't have room.
Oh?
The person we sent him with said he could only take one. So I sent him away. And I did look.
Only take one? Does Davros have does he have a sibling?
No, I wanted to go.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant he had like a brother or sister that
No.
couldn't go with. Carry on.
I wanted to go. But to protect him, they didn't say where they were going. And I looked for 10 years. After that, I just lost hope. Assumed the worst and came back home.
Well, he's alive.
Ish.
He's alive. Ish. He's
mean-
alive. He's
What do you
around.
mean ish?
He
He's alive.
he's
alive.
not 6 feet under.
He's
He
not
disappeared.
dead. Right.
Yeah, he disappeared for a few months and he came back a bit. He came back a bit odd. But that's
What do you mean?
I look at Cherry and Michiko just going, "Help me!"
He died. But now, not dead.
Not so much die.
Davros, you hear Cherry say, he died. You're standing right outside the door. Your passive perception is way too high not to hear this conversation.
That's when the door gets kicked open.
Oh, kicked open. Oh, okay. Well, there's an abrupt kicking of the door.
I will get up and grab my gladius.
Grab my mace and fucking swing.
Hi.
Quite an entrance.
You know what? I'm gonna see if the bartender will have a waitress bring us a round of drinks. I got a feeling we're gonna need it.
Ooh, I don't know what that sound is. Where it's coming from.
Dan, mute your mic.
Dan's hot micing over here. I don't know what's going on with your mic, Dan. It's very loud.
The door flies open. Davros just takes a step in and says, "I'm not dead."
Not anymore.
Or anyway.
My Davros is dead.
I'm concerned. But my boy is standing right there. Finally.
I'll give you all my money for a soul you can find in him.
Neris, what is she talking about?
First off, no, you don't get to call me that anymore. The name of a person that ceased to exist many years ago, you don't get to call me that anymore.
And why are you here?
It wasn't of my own volition. We were led here because of that one. And he points over at Michiko.
Shellby just nods his head.
I mean, it's not really her fault. It's more of that God. But yeah.
I mean, I'm fine, clearly.
We'll see how what you think about that in a few days.
Consider saying you won't remember any of this. Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? It was like the first time Michiko's hearing it. She's like, wait, what? What's gonna happen?
Oh. Yeah. Loki. Do you remember Loki?
Who? Remember, she disappeared after we found out his name, so...
Okay, you remember the guy we pulled the cards from? You and I both did at the same time?
Oh yeah, the sweetheart? Yeah, how's he doing?
Yeah. Turns out he's a god.
Mischief.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what?
We met a god. You were there. You didn't realize there was a god of mischief.
I'll grab Limbo and tell Metis in his head, maybe this is a conversation for later.
Lavina
I mean, we're
very
wasting time anyway. We should be out trying to get her to stop coughing up scarves.
I'll grab my javelin again. I feel like there's a little bit of tension between Davros and his mum, so maybe shush. Maybe shush. Zip it, lock it, put it in your pocket.
I have no pockets.
Well, I do. And then I'll just sit back down in my chair.
Do the drinks finally come?
We
Yep.
need 'em.
So many.
I chug one.
She looks at Davros. Davros? What are they talking about?
This
We were dealing with something in a town way further north, and the trickster god Loki. A whole lot of godly bullshit that I just did not really want to deal with, but here we are. We drew cards from a deck of fates, and this one got sent here.
Kinda
Okay,
looks at
I
Michiko.
have a name. Just
I think
FYI.
she was talking about you dying.
I think he was trying to change the subject.
I'm just trying to understand what's going on.
What's going on? Well, let's see. Almost 15 years ago, I came home and was told I need to leave with some strange, mysterious person. And as I'm fighting, trying to get away, I see the house start to catch fire.
I remember.
The last thing I was told from my own mother was, things have not changed, or things have changed not for the better, my child. Do not have time to explain, but you need to do exactly as I say. Your safety is first and paramount. Then you proceeded to hand me a compass, saying this is a special compass and a family heirloom of your people. It shall always lead you to safety.
And has it?
The real kicker, though, was the very last thing you said. Go now, I will find you soon. Go now, I will find you soon. That was almost 15 years ago. Were you waiting for a damn written invitation?
But Davros, she was trying to find you.
I am not skilled in the arcane ways of magics, but even I know of ways to locate people using said magic.
That is expensive.
15 years. You had plenty of time to get your affairs in order and get your shit together, but you didn't. I get drugged back to this place, find that the shop is now under new ownership, and the house somehow 15 years later is still smoldering. The embers are still burning, and I'll unclench my hand as the ash falls to the ground. I was 8 years old when I was sent out of here with only a name, a bag with a couple of changes of clothes in it, and a compass that was given to me by my mother. A compass. I didn't even know how to use the damn thing. Saying it will always lead you to safety. He'll turn and look at Yonryn. Ask her how well it led me to safety.
Can we close the door, please?
You'll see Davros still looking ahead, just kind of like reach back with his foot and kick the door shut.
Yonryn is in the back holding Cherry's hand. Like, I let you. Why would you drag me into this?
Also,
I saw my way out of it.
also, can Michiko do some kind of check to see if she knows about any type of magical fire that still burns 15 years later?
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
Can I?
Make an Arcana check.
Yeah. Arcana.
Not that's a solid 9.
That's a
I don't know
hard
anything.
no for both of you.
I'm gonna reset my dice or change its color.
Color change time.
Yep. Yellow's not working out for me.
I looked for you for 10 years. I even made it as far as the Oshedia Empire. Couldn't find you. I tried hiring out people to use magic to find you. But it didn't work. Said that they could tell you were on the plane because you fought against the magic. So I knew you were alive, but I had no way of finding you.
If you say you made it all the way to the Oshedia Empire, then perhaps you should have taken a few steps more, because that's where I was.
It's a big continent. How much do you trust these people?
Well, seeing as how at one point in time I gave my life for one of them, I would say probably pretty well.
Michiko's like thinking in her head, she's like, really? Yonryn I get. Cherry I get. Shellby I get.
I was 8 years old when I was abandoned to the streets in the town of Komen, north of the Oshedia Empire. I held out hope, at least for the first year, that you would find me. Those were your words. You said you would. You wouldn't lie to me. Then time passed. Reality began to set in. I was alone. I had no one to help, no one to turn to. In a completely different part of the world that I was unfamiliar with.
Your father was assassinated.
The gas.
They came to our home to try
funny
to
how
kill you.
things just work out that way. Because guess what my trained profession is now?
That's good. You'll need it.
Clearly, there is something going on than you have led on. I believe I've waited long enough for these. So tell me, Mother, what happened?
The Emperor had your father assassinated and sent men after you.
Why?
Because you are a threat to his claim on the throne.
How am I a threat to his claim? I want nothing to do with this shithole squalor of a town.
Can I make some kind of check to see if what Lavina was saying, or maybe trying to say, is that somehow Davros's father, who she said earlier, his father, is related to the Emperor by blood? Is that okay?
That wasn't, yeah.
That's not what she's trying to get at. Got it. Okay. No. Misread that situation.
Sort of, but not exactly. You are... 300 years ago, there was a family who ruled the dynasty for a little while. And that emperor was your father's grandfather. You are the last living male heir to the Rothanel dynasty. You are a threat, at least in his eyes.
You all will see Davros reach up, pull his hood back, and he will begin to take a step towards Lavina. You'll notice the scar on his left cheek is a little more pronounced than you remember. His eyes are a little darker and slightly sunk in, like somebody that hasn't slept for a very long time. Eyes are just glowing with like a purple fury almost. So you mean to tell me that this emperor is the one that caused all of this? Or are you just making up more lies to make yourself feel better about the situation?
Why would I lie about this?
Inside check?
I don't know. You told me you would find me soon and that this compass would lead me to safety. 15 years ago, both of those turned out to be lies. And he just drops the compass to the ground.
Good question. Have I ever heard, well, Shellby ever heard of anything about the 300 years ago king?
Make a history check. History.
Can I help him?
Yeah, you can make separate checks.
Okay. I just want to try my best to help.
Well, this is an obscure fact from history. The DC was 15. If what she said is true, and his father's name is Reynold, then he would not be the first. That was the king's name as well. The emperor's name. You do remember hearing about
reading
him.
about an Emperor Reynold somewhere in history.
But it's obscure. Michiko, you've heard about it, but not really many details. Shellby, for you, this was more of a like cultish information, and I say that mainly just because this stuff had been cleaned, so to speak. This information had like been removed from history books, and only those who had illegal copies of things would still have that. So
I'll relay a little bit of that.
she picks the compass up. Opens it. I don't know what else you want from me. An apology? I'm sorry. I looked and looked for a decade. I looked. I tried to find you. I did.
Are you trying to tell me that you tried your best?
Yes.
Well,
not
welcome to the real world. Your best wasn't good enough because apparently you failed.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, you're absolutely not wrong.
Davros, that's enough. Alright? She gets it. I'm sure it hurts her more than you know. I'll look to her. I'm sure you tried your best. Can I do an insight check to see like what she's feeling at the moment?
Sure.
Yeah. I just want to know how she's feeling.
There's a lot
so
going
I know what
on.
to say. It's a lot.
Oh yeah. There's a mixture of feelings, remorse, confusion, guilt. That's a big one.
Yeah. Don't talk to. I feel like Yonryn's very like. Don't talk to your mom. My dad was very awful. All right. She seems to have done her best. And my dad was a warrior. He sucked. So let's, a common person trying their best is very different. So she's trying her best to sort of compose herself and not punch Davros in the face. She will look at her and it's a big world. It's very difficult. I'll look over to Davros. Perhaps do you need to walk? She feels the remorse, she feels the guilt. Maybe don't rub it in?
You will start to see like an expression of just raw anger come over his face.
She's used to it. At this point, it's very, like, so what? She doesn't care about this Davros as much.
Just the vessel, right?
So. Huh?
Just the vessel.
Vessel. Just the vessel,
Not the
alright?
thing
That's all that
inside it,
matters.
Yeah.
I mean, if you knew what she knew.
Oh my god, I'm blushing. Hey, you
Yeah.
over-
She will look at Davros and gesture her hand to the door.
Are there windows in this room?
2 of them, yeah.
He better not. He better not.
He turns and looks at the door, pulls his hood up. He goes to take a step towards the door. Well, it's not the first time I've been told to leave from this area. He'll go
not-
to take another step, and then he'll just turn and bolt and dive out the window.
I'm gonna actually follow him this time.
Out the window?
Yeah, Michiko can fly. So she has, so Michiko will, like, after he goes out the window, Michiko will, like, look at Lavina, look at the party, and then, like, without saying anything, she'll just follow Davros. She's like, at least do her best to try to keep up. I know that he's a speedy boy, but she can fly.
Speedy boy.
So,
Actually, that only works for so long. I think he has to.
4 hours. 4
Well,
hours.
no, the boots of speed. I mean, he's fast already, but like
Oh.
if he's using the boots of speed, it's
Yeah,
almost
fair.
impossible to keep up.
Oh yeah. Wind boots last for like 4 hours, so she can like at least just fly and like
Yeah.
try to keep pace. Oh.
What's up, Metis?
I'm gonna send Nodis with Michiko.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell Nodis to help Michiko try and keep an eye on Davros.
You will have advantage on your perception checks. By
Oh.
a help action from the familiar.
Ayo.
Okay. I'm assuming you're trying to be a sneaky boy.
Point of order here first. That was from jumping out the window.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as I land,
Take
I will
5 points
Woo!
of
Raiders
voltage.
on the storm.
More
Hey,
Raiders.
Willy Hobbit.
Raiders on the
Hobbits.
stream.
Welcome to the stream.
Hooray! Thank you, Willy
Lots
Hobbit.
heavy RP here tonight.
The
Lots of
energy
emotion.
is off.
It is palpable.
It's a little
Tension
depressing.
with a
You
knife.
could cut it
Yeah,
with a
as
sword.
soon as I land, I will tap my boots together and just take off as fast as I can.
Which direction?
Yes.
Just roll a d8. Random direction. Got it.
That direction.
Straight north.
So that goes back into the bar.
Straight north. So he jumps
He's
out the
not
window
that much of an
and
idiot.
taps his boots and goes straight north. Fellowship of the Tables. Thank you for the follow. Yeah. So Michiko, you fly out the window with your boots. As fast as he is going, you know you're not keeping up. You can try to keep an eye on him.
I'm just trying to also, I guess I'll try to fly at a slant going up because that way I get more height. I can see further.
Yep.
Right. So even if he's like going super fast, right? Like I can still spot him when he's like 10 miles away because the higher I am. So, or
I don't know, 10 miles.
okay, well,
Maybe a mile.
well, I mean, at least get high enough to like see him. So it's like she knows she can't keep up quickly by speed. So
Unless
she's
you have a
just gonna
spyglass.
What?
Do you have a spyglass?
I do not have a spyglass.
Yeah. Then a mile. Even a mile is stretching it because that's going to be, an ant on the horizon. So.
We'll see what we see.
Okay. All right. So for a while, at least, you're going to have an eye on him.
Yeah.
In the room, though.
Oh, yeah.
Lavina takes the compass.
Shit.
Hands it to Yonryn.
Huh?
Thank you.
Oh.
Mm.
So.
I couldn't find him because I didn't have this.
Oh.
I gave it to him so he could find me.
That plan, he was 8.
Probably should have told him that it leads to her. To you.
I wanted him to stay safe, so I told him it would lead him to safety.
Well, you did your best.
And it did.
Right.
At least for a little while. Kept him alive. I think. I hope.
For a while. He made friends. He was very nice. Don't know what's wrong with him now. Well, I do know what's wrong with him now. But that's beside the point. I will take... I'll take one of the many sketches that I have of Davros out of my, backpack or my bag of holding.
those. She doesn't want those pictures.
No.
Is it the nude ones?
Draw me like you draw your friends.
Why are you showing myself to me like this? I don't want it.
This is getting weird.
Why is he naked?
Why is he naked?
You don't want to know. No.
Why is he naked and spread eagle? I don't understand.
It'll be one of the many that I drew after he died.
Just like portrait style?
Huh?
Just like portrait style? Just his face?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Just portrait style.
Okay.
It's like a small little frame, and it's small, so I'll roll it up and I'll hand it to her.
Thank you.
That's how I remember him.
This isn't how I imagined our reunion.
Well, I know that sentiment. Yeah. Well, hopefully we can bring him back to you when he's all well again. I can't say that it'll be different, but at least he'll be not a dick.
She kind of looks at you like, really?
I nod. Yeah. He's being a dick. Oh, he's been a right prick this whole time. It's not even Cherry. I look back at Cherry. He's been a dick, right?
Carrie's just nodding, very furiously.
Shelby too.
He's very different before.
He's a very sweet boy.
Yonryn's gonna let her Ephron slip out a bit and go, well, half elves, what are you gonna do?
Gee, thanks.
She will just, start talking to her.
Is that A fry here.
Ooh. Yes. No. Well. Yes, but no. Not in that context, but yes.
You don't look like an elf.
She'll pause. Not. Definitely not. I am a full-blooded trident.
Half-elf
Definitely.
then.
That one. Yes.
Yes to half elf. Got it.
No.
I'm gonna need a few more drinks to believe that one.
Hey! Shut your face! She will, like, push a glass of alcohol to Davros's mother. And she will,
I'll take another.
pushes another one. I don't drink, so...
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Have
More for
mine.
me.
And she'll tell her stories about, like, when Davros wasn't a complete and utter C-word. So,
Classy.
Alan?
classic. Sure. That's the one you want to go with. But yeah, she'll tell her about collecting flowers for him and how he let her put flowers in his hair. And he'd just like walk around in them.
Is that why he smells like flowers now?
Ooh, well,
No.
no, that's magic.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry. It's a
very
bit-
nice.
Mhm.
I think I'm going to call it a night.
Yes.
A very
I'll take
long
out
day.
a moonstone and I'll hand it to her.
A what?
A moonstone.
Moonstone.
Yeah, 'cause I have
Aw.
one.
Does she evolve?
Into Clefable?
Oh.
Does she evolve? What does she evolve into?
Clefable, Jigglytuff, Nidoking, Nidoqueen.
She's already a MILF. I don't know how much more she could evolve.
Nidoqueen.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I'll hand her a moonstone.
Michiko, did you fuck Davros's mom?
We never had the chance.
Please don't. Please don't. Please, I beg of you, please don't. I will personally put out a hit on you if you do.
That was out of character. That was an out of character question.
Well, on that revelation, we're gonna go on break.
Does she take my moonstone?
She takes it. She takes the moonstone.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Delete it.
Delete. But I just got it. All right.
Come back. Please
Come back for more Pokemon references.
Talking
We're gonna-
about Davros's mother disrespectfully.
And how Michiko may have fucked his mom.
I mean,
No,
being
it's
called
been
a
established.
MILF is
There
a
was-
pretty high respect level.
Davros
there
can
was-
help.
There was no fucking. We're going on break. You guys, we'll be back.
Please come back.
Gotta wrangle these guys.
Please come back. It's a good show, we promise.
That's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at